Good evening. Today we are looking at the background of the Lin I case, one of the most influential political events in Taiwan's democratic development. Before discussing the case itself, let us first introduce Lin I. Lin I was a Taiwanese politician and democracy activist. During the 1970s, he became a prominent member of the Tangwai movement, a political movement that challenged the ruling government and advocated for democracy, freedom of speech, and human rights. Because of his political activities, he became an important figure in Taiwan's opposition movement. To better understand his role, we need to examine the political environment of that period. At the time, Taiwan was still under martial law, which had been in effect since 1949. Political opposition was heavily restricted, and citizens had limited freedom to criticize the government. Many people believed that Taiwan needed political reform and greater protection of civil rights. As a result, tensions between the government and pro democracy activists continued to increase throughout the 1970s. One of the most significant events during this period was the Kaohsiung incident, also known as the Formosa magazine incidents. On December 10, 1979, activists associated with Formosa magazine organized a rally in Kaohsiung to celebrate Human Rights Day. The event attracted large crowds demanding political reform and greater freedoms. However, conflicts soon broke out between demonstrators and police. Following the incident, many opposition leaders were arrested and prosecuted. Lin I was among those arrested, making him one of the most well-known figures in Taiwan's democratic movement. The Kaohsiung incident became a turning point in Taiwan's struggle for democracy, and that set the stage for the events that would later become known as the Lin I case. Thank you. Now let us move on the events of the Lin family murderers.
Focusing on the event of this afternoon, this crime occurred under unique circumstances that made it difficult for the public to view it as a mere coincidence. It's February 28, 1980. At the exact moment, Lin I is held in custody at military court, awaiting trial for his involvement in the Formosa incidents. Because he is a core figure in the opposite movement, his residence here in Taipei is under strict 24-hour surveillance by state police. Yet during the day, an assassin entered the house undetected. Lin's mom, Lin Yoamei, and his twin 7-year-old daughters, Liang Jun, Ting Jun, were killed inside the house. Only his eldest daughter, 9-year-old Huan Jun, survived the attack with critical injury. While the entire city reacted with shock to this violent event, our attention quickly fixed on the singular inevitable fact. Today is precisely February 28. For the public in Taiwan today, the day carries a specific meaning. Today is February 28, the anniversary of the 1947 incident, an event that has remained a highly restricted topic in public discussion for decades. Because this event occurred precisely 33 years old later on the exact day, it immediately caused the public to connect to the current tragedy directly to the history of 1947. Current discussion focused on clear contradiction, with many viewing the timing as deliberate signal. The primary question is direct: how an intruder can enter and leave the resident under active security surveillance during a day without being detected. As the official investigation being alongside public suspensions, today's event is directly impact the current political situation.
On January 1, 1985, the funeral for Lin I's mother and doctor took place. Nearly 5 years has passed since the Lin martial massacre. Because Lin was previously imprisoned, this funeral was delayed for 5 years and drew huge public attention. After mourning memorial at the Hsiung home where the murders happened, a long funeral procession drove slowly to Yilan, arriving in his hometown of Luji last afternoon. So 5 years has passed. The real killer has never been found, leaving many unanswered questions. At the time, Taiwan was under martial law, and political prisoners and their family was strictly watched. The National Security Bureau 307 Committee fully tracked the families of the Formosa incident defendants. Moreover, military police, regular police, and plainclothes agents constantly watched the Lin home. Under such tight security, how could the killer stay and commit the crime for over 8 minutes? Also, the killer has called the Jing Shiping restaurant during the attack, but the Bureau claimed that the call record was not safe. Given this heavy surveillance, only the ruling dictatorial government had the power and motive to do this. This tragedy broke the basic moral limits of society and deeply impacted Taiwan. In 1983, Lin's wife, Fang Sung-min, ran for the legislature and won with the highest vote count in Taiwan. This showed that people had not forgotten the pen, and it proved the strong will of Taiwanese people. The ruler back then liked want to use this lesson of blue to scare critics and silence the public. Instead, the massacre destroyed the region's political legitimacy in the hearts of the people, lighting an unstoppable spark for democracy in Taiwan.
So next, I will talk about how the Lin family massacre had impact on modern Taiwan. So it indeed had deep impact on modern Taiwan, especially in politics, human rights, and public trust in the government. First, the case increased public fear and anger during Taiwan martial law period. The murder of opposition figure Lin I family in 1980s shocked society because it happened while he was under government surveillance. Many people believe the case was connected to political suppression, which caused distrust toward the authoritarian government at that time. Second, the incident became an important symbol in Taiwan democracy movement. It strengthened support for political reform, freedom of speech, and human rights. Together with other political events, the case pushed more citizens to demand democratic election and the end of martial law. Taiwan later transitioned into a democratic society in the late 1980s and 1990s. Third, the unresolved nature of the case continues to influence Taiwanese society today. Because the truth has never been fully clarified, many people still discuss justice, transitional justice, and government accountability. The case reminds Taiwanese people about the importance of protecting democracy and preventing political violence. Overall, the Lin family massacre played an important role in shaping modern Taiwan. The case raised public awareness about democracy, human rights, and freedom of speech, while also increasing demands for justice and government transparency. Even today, it remains a reminder of the importance of protecting democracy and preventing political violence.